Some of your large cap buys sound like those companies that you just described. In other words, large incumbent companies that are going to benefit from medical technology. For example, CVS Health, United Health, Centene, Anthem, McKesson. These are big, big companies. And they're not, I don't think of them as med tech companies at all, but they may be beneficiaries of technology, right?
Yeah, so we think, usually when you think about innovation, about technology in healthcare, you think biotech, you think medical technology. We actually see this now happening in healthcare services. Maybe we can, 5 years from now, we'll call them serve tech. But for now, if we think about healthcare services and we think about the platforms, we are starting to see large companies like United, like CVS, that have this scale and are looking to create a marketplace, a healthcare marketplace where they can integrate point solutions. So we think this disruption or transformation from within is going to be a partnership between these large platforms that has access to members and the smaller innovator companies, whether on the private side, we're seeing a lot of funding from venture and private equity, or companies that already went public. So it's really that combination. But we think that ultimately, the ones with the deeper pockets in the access to members are going to be sort of the long-term sustainable winners.
Let me ask you a final question. Among your large cap buys, we just mentioned CVS Health, but downgraded to sell, underweight, Walgreens Boots Alliance. I think of them as direct competitors. Why one and not the other?
So our top pick is CVS. And when we think about CVS, CVS fits multiple themes that we like. First of all, they're innovating their new business model. So you say, I think about CVS as I think about Walgreens drug retail. CVS is a lot more than drug retail. They're innovating that business model. They are using the drug retail side, the CVS brand, the connectivity with consumer. They're using that to build that healthcare marketplace. They have an A-team C-suite that understands healthcare. Karen and Sean, CEO and CFO, have come from Aetna. They come from an asset-light type of mindset. So they made some really hard decisions. They basically said, we have too many pharmacies. 10,000 pharmacies are more than the system can support. They're cutting the footprint by 10%. Right. They're hiring people, right, that have digital and technology capabilities. So they're doing all of this. And they also provided the street with very clear earnings growth targets, and we see upside opportunities. Walgreens, on the other end, is still focused on the traditional retail model. They're not downsizing the number of stores, and we think that longer term, that means lower returns. They are investing a lot in healthcare, but not in healthcare integration. They're buying healthcare assets. They're telling us that 5 years from now, that's going to account for the majority of the growth. But the management team lacks that healthcare expertise that we think is critical. Yes.
Ricky, thank you very much. Great answer. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.